Hello everyone, welcome to our Jailbreak video. In this video, I'm going to tell you what kind of things that you should and shouldn't trade for when you are trying to grow your inventory. First of all, you shouldn't trade for most obtainables or cosmetics. Even though they may have good value, their demand is not good. For example, once I traded brick set tires. I asked somebody for their Iceborne stack. They didn't like the offer, so they even reported me and tried to get me banned, which was pretty scary. I've had other people instantly decline when I offered brick set. Same with obtainables. Sometimes I can't even get a longhorn for my concept. Part 1. 0 to 2 million range. If you're in this range, you're most likely a new player trying to get started in trading, or you're trying to stack up on cars in this range. Let me tell you some good and bad cars to trade for. Venom. The Venom is a cool car valued only at 750k. It is obtainable from safes, but if you keep it till the vehicle is retired from the crime safe, it could go up in value. This car is for long-term trading, meaning it won't do you any good for a while. Volt Bike. Even though the Volt Bike is obtainable, it's probably the best obtainable out of all of the cars 1 million or less. It's the best $1 million vehicle, so if you're looking to buy one, it should probably be the Volt Bike when it comes to trading. I don't recommend stacking Volt Bikes since they will not rise, but if you have 1 million, I recommend buying the Volt Bike due to its good value and decent demand. You could probably get something decent. Striker. Don't trade for this vehicle. I got it OG and loved using it with my friends as like an apocalypse car. Ever since it got the gear shift buff in Season 26, it was pretty much unusable. Out of all low demand seasonals in this range, this is my least favorite and probably has the worst stats and demand after this buff. Storm Rider. Unlike the Striker, out of all of the low demand seasonals in this range, the Storm Rider would be your best bet to trade for. This car has really good stats and will probably rise due to its unique features. We're still not at the point where you would benefit from stacking these cars, but it's still a good deal. Part 2. 2 to 5 million range. In this range, you are probably advancing in the game and just bought your first few 1 mils. This is an amazing range to invest in since you got a lot of low demand cars that just got in the game that might rise in the future. For example, I'm pretty sure a long time ago the Proto 08 was in this range. Look at it now. But let's talk about the cars that are currently in this range. Let's start with the Tiny Toy. The Tiny Toy. This car has a weird situation. It is a good car, it has good value and decent demand, but there's one catch. The game values this car as an eclair. For example, if you put a Tiny Toy and someone else puts a Volt, it would tell that your side is too low. According to the game, even a Hyperchrome level 1 has more value than the Tiny Toy. I once spent 10 minutes trying to help someone do a trade I wanted that I was giving agent and ads for a Tiny Toy. It was very hard to trade this car, but some people don't know the value and I ended up getting some free Tiny Toys for massive underpays in the past. People just wanted to get rid of them, but it turns out if you always have a lot of value and can always balance trades, ignoring the fact how the game values this car, the Tiny Toy has decent demand and gradually rises. You might benefit from stacking this car, I don't know. If you're not looking to stack cars, I would only recommend trading for this car if you are massively underpaying for the Tiny Toy. Don't trade for this car for its value unless you have some Hyperchrome level 1s in your inventory. Snake. This car is actually pretty good. It has been rising gradually. Its demand is average, meaning you probably won't get a massive overpay for it, but it's going to give you some good stuff. You would benefit from stacking this car more than the Tiny Toy. The Snake also has good stats that increase its value and demand, which is pretty cool. Goliath. Probably the worst car to have in this range. The Goliath has bad demand and stats. It will probably lose even more value and demand in the future. If you have this car and it's not your OG, I would highly recommend to trade it away for an Iceborne, if you're lucky. Or if you're not lucky, try trading it away to a 3.5 million car before it's too late. This leads me to my next car, Iceborne. This car is really good. It has good stats, demand, and will sure rise in value. It started at 5 million. I stupidly traded for them at their peak. But as the value is at its lowest, I started getting a lot of them. I started stacking them up. I've made a lot of profit stacking Iceborns. You could too. The Iceborn stats are similar to the beignet, and that car is 35 million and rising as we speak. Well, I don't know if it's rising as we speak. All I know is it's rising, kind of. Who knows how high the Iceborn will go? All I know is it's not going to lose value anytime soon. Part 3. 5 to 10 million range. If you're in this range of total value, you probably have grinded a few seasons and you're doing good. This range is full of cars that have stable values, meaning that there isn't too much I can talk about, but there are some cars I would like to talk about. The Rattler. This car may be rare, but it doesn't do the best in trading. Its stats make a big impact. Since it's not the fastest or best car for grinding, its only pro is its rarity. Jailbreak Trading Network took this car from 2.5 million, overhyped it, and raised it very high. This killed the demand of the car, and it's been slowly decreasing ever since. I would recommend trading this car for a Carbonara or an OP downgrade before it's too late. The Scorpion. This car is insane. It's the fastest and most expensive limited in the game. The Scorpion has been stable in value, but I know someday it will rise. The Volt 4x4 had an insane buff and doubled in value. Asimo was thinking of buffing the Scorpion's acceleration, which would make this car worth its money. This would be a long-term investment since it's not going to rise anytime soon, but will in the future. Just wait. Raptor. This car is very bad in terms of value. It was 15 million and then went down to 10 million. The community nowadays has no respect for cars unless they're fast or have some special ability like flying. The Raptor has nothing special, other than the fact that it's rare and fits a lot of people. I would trade this car away and avoid getting it since it's not the best thing to have in your inventory in 2025. Part 4. 10 to 25 million. This section is full of cars that could become one of the next Proto 08s or beignets. These vehicles are pretty cool, and if you have some of these, you're on your way to getting rich. Banana car. The banana car is pretty fun to drive. It just doesn't give the excitement that it used to. The demand is low, isn't a supercar, and already lost 5 million in value in the past year. If you're doing a trading montage, I would skip this vehicle. M12. The M12 was the first community creation in the game. It has good stats and pulls great offers when you're trading it. I believe it will rise a bit. I don't think it'll ever reach 20 million, but it would most likely rise to 15 million tops. It's a great car though, and if you're stacking, people might overpay for it. Power 1. The Power 1 is my personal favorite car in the whole game. It has a great acceleration, launch, handling, and looks amazing. All that it needs is a speed buff making it faster. If that happens, I could see it reaching 30 million. If you were insanely rich, stacking Power 1s would most likely go really well for you. It's also something that you get really good overpays for if you're just having one or two. I see people trading their Proto 8s for 2 Power 1s all the time. That is, if you find the right people. I have the Power 1 OG since it was one of the first seasons I ever grinded. But there were a lot of noobs that trade me and always lowballed it. Like they give me like a few 1 mils and a hyperchrome. Don't take those offers. It's not that the Power 1 has bad value if you get those offers. It's just that you're not finding the right people. You just need to find the right people to get good trades. Part 5. 25 million plus. These items are what most can afford. The only reason I can afford some of these is my Iceborn stacking, since I have around 60 million worth of Iceborns. But it's okay if you can't afford these. I personally think they should find a middle ground between these values, since I don't know why a Power 1 would be 14, like there's like a Javelin 50 million. It just doesn't go well with me, and I don't really understand why the values have to be so separated. Because like they're mostly like normal until we get to Part 5. Part 5 also includes a lot of good cars that are limited and really fast. But they're kind of overrated in my opinion, but let's get into it. Beignet. The beignet is a really good car, outperforming almost every other limited in the game. Its demand has recently been increasing as well as its value. My guess is it will trail behind the Torpedo and Javelin in value since it's pretty good and it's always like a third place car out of those. I would recommend stacking if you could. Last, but definitely not least, the Javelin. The Javelin is an insane supercar only in game for 48 hours, costing nearly 1 million. I really wish I actually tried to grind for it, since back then I was younger and I didn't really know how to play a game. I just drove around in my Camaro. But recently this car passed the Torpedo, Jailbreak's most valuable car. I used to think that the Torpedo and rich cars would stay the same value. Back then when the Arachnid was 27.5 million and the Torpedo was 30 million and Jav was 22.5, all back then, I thought they'd just stay. So once when I was offered a Javelin for 2 Parisians and 2 Perchers I had, I declined, which was probably one of the worst trading mistakes I've ever made, because if I did that, it would be really good. So trading economy, it's very confusing, but I was really sad to see when the Jav rose and the Parisian and a Percher not to rise anymore. Though if you're rich enough, it would be an amazing idea to stack or just get 1 or more Javelin, since it's 50 million and might exceed, plus it is one of the highest demand cars in the game. If you're still watching, which I doubt you are, I'm going to host a Revox giveaway at 500 subs. Maybe you're a noob awaiting your first limited, or you're just someone trying to get more value. No matter what, you can enter. Just like, subscribe, and comment your username below. I will give something else as well if we reach 500 before summer vacation ends. Perhaps some Robux or another cool car in Jailbreak. Meaning if you don't win the Revox, you will be re-entered to win something else, which makes everyone's odds better in the giveaway. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and get some good trades. I hope this video is understanding enough for you, because I tried to make this video so you guys could do good trades and not get stuck with cars you didn't want. I know recently most Jailbreak content creators quit, like Bumblebee and Super RL96, are just taking a break. Because they're taking a break since the game's botted and not everyone's enjoying much, and I know there's still some Jailbreak people out there that still want to see Jailbreak content. I'm trying to make Jailbreak content and not drift off to Grow a Garden stuff, even though Grow a Garden is fun in my opinion. I'm not going to record too much about this, and Jailbreak's going to be my main thing, and I'm still going to do Jailbreak. So don't worry, I'm not quitting anytime soon, and maybe perhaps I'll become the one most popular Jailbreak YouTuber that does mostly Jailbreak stuff. But if that happens, that'd be pretty cool. I'm not expecting it. I just want people to have Jailbreak content, because I remember when I was younger and I wanted Jailbreak videos to watch. So I know how you guys feel. So I want to be that person. I want to be that channel to make Jailbreak videos for you guys. So if you know any friends that are pretty much Jailbreakers and are Jailbreak, only Jailbreak, please share this channel to them, because I want to make people happy that like Jailbreak. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.